Oh, it's a hot mic, all right. It's a hot mic. It's a hot night. That's a good opening. Welcome to episode 5.
Cinco.
Sports.
Cinco. The Cinco special.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de South Hill. Well, I guess we should just hop right in. Mm-hmm. So last week, we mentioned briefly the mascot for University of Calgary, Rex, the T-Rex. And that gave us some inspiration. This clip kind of circulates every couple of years of the great coach, Mike Leach, breaking down Pac-12 mascots, who he would think would win in a fight. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of just, all this culminated, we got the idea. We need to have the Great Canadian Mascot Rumble in the jungle. The title's still a work in progress here. Yeah. But another show that really inspired us was the show Deadliest Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Spike TV.
Spike TV.
I think that might be one of the shows. Spike TV was just that channel that you would always throw on the TV. There would always be something super cool on.
Yeah.
Deadliest Warrior was like the top of the top.
When you're 10, I feel like Spike TV was what I thought. I was like, this is what masculinity is. Remember their Spike ads in between their shows? It'd be like a machine gun,
a guy eating a burger,
a woman in a bikini, a burger, some poker chips, and a dude punching.
And I remember
that always dudes like
a Harley Davidson revving up too. It's like, oh, this is man.
Spike TV. Like. Deadliest Warrior, incredible when you're 10. I did rewatch it this week because I knew we were planning on doing this.
Yeah,
it's a lot different when you're 28 watching Deadliest Warrior. Next on the Deadliest Warrior. Like watching Pirate vs. Knight was way cooler when I was 10. It was still cool, but I loved at the end when they do like the simulated battle and they have the actors fighting. What I love more is like during the training when they have the experts on both sides and they start chirping each other. Like, you think the Shaolin monk is gonna beat Yakuza? And it's like you got machine guns versus like throwing stars? And stuff. Yeah. And they get the pig carcass out. 3, 2, 1, got it up. We rigged this pig carcass with actual human ribs.
The way it started too, like season 1, they actually did like, it would be like, actually I did some research here. I brought some. So it'd be like stuff like the Yakuza versus the Mafia. Yeah. Jesse James versus Al Capone.
Yeah.
Spartan versus Ninja. So like people that make sense to have in a fight. But then by the time they got to like end of season 2, start of season 3, they just started doing like vampires versus zombies.
Yeah.
And so that got a little weird, but that got us thinking. The wheels were turning. Let's do every mascot in Canada.
Yeah. Who
would win if the mascots were fighting? So don't take out the teams, how they're doing the records this year. No, this is purely the mascots. Mm-hmm. And so today we're going to do the Mitchell Bowl. So we're going to do OUA in Canada West. We've got all the mascots. I guess we should. That is a lot of mascots. So we couldn't afford to get the Deadliest Warrior computer program.
Slytherin Studios.
Yes.
Why do I know that? Why do I know that?
I was researching this. I couldn't find.
There was a guy with the curly hair. He'd be in the suit jacket the whole time, and he would just sit at the training stuff, and he wouldn't say anything. And at the end, he'd be like, "I put it into my Slytherin Studios program, and 90 times out of 100, the ninja won." So we didn't do that, but we did our next best.
The next best, ChatGPT. Yeah. So, and some of them, I made sure like. Some of the mascots are wearing like they've got sunglasses on or they're dressed in full Scottish regalia. So I took that into consideration.
Now, one thing I would ask too is, did they fight on a neutral site or where did they fight? Like in a Coliseum style? Is this because in Deadliest Warrior it would always just be in the woods?
Yeah, the setup would always. I love.
Remember, it'd be like a Viking being. He'd be like, "What's that ninja doing over there?" Like when they're meeting in the woods of like northern Alberta. He'd be like, "Is that Fort McMurray in the background?"
So here we go. Anyways, we're going to start with Canada West. We will introduce the competitors. Because actually, and two, the thing is, like, you know the teams. Some of the mascots, it's hard to find their name.
Yeah.
And, like, in the research, it was tough to be like, there are only so many tabs you could open up being like, what is this school's mascot's name? And it's like, you can't find it.
Did you do any work at work today, or just mostly it?
I did a lot of work. This was
because your bosses made you watching.
No. Well, yeah, no. I did not. I only did this on personal time. Do not Do not worry. But okay, in no particular order, we've got UBC Thunderbirds, Thunder, the Thunderbird. Calgary Dinos, Rex, the T-Rex. Alberta Golden Bears. Now this one is interesting. He's the only one that actually has his name is broken down. His name is Gooba. Gooba the Bear. And that stands for the Great University Bear of Alberta.
Ah, I like that.
So
I like that.
Gooba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
We got Manitoba Bison, Billy the Bison.
The Cuban Missile Crisis. Sorry, go ahead.
Saskatchewan Huskies, Howler the Husky. Woo, woo, woo. And then Regina Rams, our hometown
Rampage.
favorite. Rampage the Ram. Hook 'em. Our first matchup, we're trying to...
Howler the Husky.
Versus...
Oh, this is a classic matchup.
This is a classic.
Classic
I tried
CanWest matchup.
I did the matchups I kind of did randomly, but I also thought, like, let's get some rivalries in here.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, quick breakdown. So we got Rampage the Ram. His strengths, rams, especially males, are incredibly strong and have a lot of muscle mass, particularly in their necks. They're built for combat, often fighting other rams during mating season by charging headfirst at each other with full force. Their horns are sharp and heavy, capable of delivering deadly blows.
Oof.
They've also got great speed and defense. A husky is a powerful dog that's built for endurance and stamina, but not raw strength. They can hold their own in fights with smaller animals and are agile, but they wouldn't be able to match the brute strength of a ram. They also have great strength and defense. This is how ChatGPT thinks the fight would go.
Again, so do not come at us for this one. We simply plug this into Able Studios, and this is what it came out as.
All right. Most likely, the ram would win. While the husky is fast and agile, the ram's sheer strength, size, and weaponry, the horns, give it a huge edge. If the fight happens in an open field where the husky can dodge, it might avoid the worst of the ram's attacks. But in a direct confrontation, the ram's power would win outright.
Okay, so respect to Howler. I think he's... Well, this is the Toga run right here, I think.
I found...
Legendary. I feel like Howler's more of like at a Toga party, he's more there to have a good time. I don't think he's there to get down and fight, which is fine, whereas the Rams pulling up, that's a really good pick of Rampage.
That's a good pick.
Like, tight traps, ready to headbutt and inflict some damage. So, I think Howler's more of a party guy, and Rampage is there to tear shit up.
I agree with that.
Rampage takes round one.
ChatGPT agrees with it completely. We will move on. We have got... This is a good one. We got the Battle of Alberta.
Ooh.
All right. So we got Sexy Rexy, Rex the T-Rex versus Gooba Gooding Jr., the Great University Bear of Alberta. The bear. Its strengths are literally its size and strength, its massive, deadly claws, and its defense. It's got thick fur and skin that provides protection. The strengths of a T-Rex.
Yeah, a lot, I feel like.
Greater size and strength.
Yeah.
Its weaponry includes its jaw, sharp teeth, and a powerful tail. People usually forget about T-Rex is a powerful tail that they can use to bash their enemies around with. And it's an apex predator.
Yeah.
So plugging this one into ChatGPT, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Who comes out on top? Well, T-Rex wins without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. The only thing I would say, the T-Rex would not have the reach advantage. You know what I'm thinking of? Do you remember in Step Brothers? You know, I would
run around.
I would pretend to be a dinosaur. And I'd scare the neighborhood cats, and everyone would fear me. And then when I was 16, my dad said, "Quit being a dinosaur and get a job."
Never lose your dinosaur.
Never lose your dinosaur. The rest of the episode like this. So I would agree with that one. You know, we should say we're saying like these creatures as mythical beasts.
Yeah.
Not like the actual mascots lining up and fighting to the death. Because that would be different. Now episode 6, we could do that. Now that could get interesting. That could get interesting. Because right, we're doing like very literal right now, I would say.
That's a good setup because all of these animals, we had this discussion beforehand, we're going to assume they have their mythical powers.
Yeah.
Which leads us very well into this next matchup. So we've got...
Ooh, this is an interesting
This
matchup.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Thunder, the Thunderbird, versus Billy the Bison. Now, this is really important. The Thunderbird is often described as enormous with a wingspan that could span an entire landscape. Sometimes it's said to be up to 20 to 30 feet wide or larger. In some myths, their wings can create thunder and storms when they flap. They can even generate lightning strikes.
What?
Yeah.
They can conduct electricity?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's literally just like Storm from the X-Men.
Respect.
In a massive, giant bird.
Halle Berry in there.
I think that might, just from that description alone, that might tell you what ChatGPT is leaning towards.
Sorry, Billy.
So other strengths include flight, obviously. Also in here, it would have an almost godlike advantage, is one thing the ChatGPT said. And then it's also a predator bird with great strength, and it's known to swoop down from the skies and attack its prey. The bison, formidable foe.
Formidable foe.
Let's look at Billy's. Give him a double thumbs up.
Yeah, big horns.
Maybe we should have.
Kind of looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast a little bit.
He kind of does, yeah. He's
Beauty and the Beast.
His horns, I don't know. He's got some good horns on him.
I mean, going to conduct electricity at this point too.
Are. So bisons are huge. They can be up to 2,000 pounds of muscles and strength. They've got good defense, and then fighting style usually charges. But I say we just let
Sorry, Billy.
Sorry, Billy, but the verdict ChatGPT says
T-Bird takes that round.
Yeah, the Thunderbird would likely win in overwhelming fashion. Despite the immense physical power and resilience of a bison, it's simply outmatched by the godlike ability of the Thunderbird to fly and rain down hellfire with lightning.
Okay, so we decided the Thunderbird gets the bye to the Hardy Cup, I guess that would be.
Yeah, he gets a bye straight to the Hardy.
Just based on the fact that that's an undefeated season, I think. A wingspan landscape, conducting electricity. I mean, anyways, these two are fighting out in the semifinal right here. We got Rampage versus Rex. The fight. Oh, this is actually broken down like an actual fight.
It is broken down like the tail of the tape.
This is incredible. So I'm going to try and read this to you guys like I'm narrating a book, like an actual fight. So the initial encounter. I've always wanted to be a narrator. Like, that's been my dream job, so maybe I'll try here. Here we go. The ram might charge first, using its horns to strike the T-Rex in a defensive attempt. But given the sheer size difference, the ram's headbutts and charges would likely be completely ineffective against a T-Rex's tough-skinned, massive frame, deadly jaws. The T-Rex advantage. The T-Rex's bite would be a game changer. One solid bite to the ram's neck or back would likely incapacitate it almost instantly. The ram's horns wouldn't be able to penetrate the T-Rex's tough dinosaur hide, and the T-Rex's sheer strength and power would overwhelm any attempt by the ram to defend itself. The only advantage the ram would have would be its agility. It could dart around, trying to avoid the T-Rex's jaws or tail, but the difference in size is just too vast. The T-Rex would easily swat or grab the ram with its claws, and the ram would be outmatched in every way. So that's pretty much a clear winner.
A clear winner
would be Rexy.
Sorry, Rampage.
Send you. There we go.
Send you to the
all right.
The great beyond.
The battle for the Hardy Cup. Thunder versus Rex. Ultimately, decided by ChatGPT or Able Studios. The T-Rex might be an absolute monster on the ground. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
He is.
But the Thunderbird's ability to control weather, fly, and strike with lightning would prove too much. The T-Rex's limited options for attacking a flying opponent would likely leave it overwhelmed by the Thunderbird's aerial superiority and supernatural powers. So, Thunder the Thunderbird is a Hardy Cup champion.
Hardy Cup champion.
Champion of the CanWest. Best mascot. As far as mythical powers in a fight, the Thunderbird would win, ultimately, is what we have decided.
Which I think, based on the description that ChatGPT pulled out, you can't argue with that. Mythical powers, sharp talons. Its wingspan goes for landscape, so...
I didn't know any of that. Wow.
Yeah, me neither. I was I thought like a Thunderbird was literally just like a nickname for some sort of bird they've got out on the coast.
I think I'd buy it at Petland, like a budgie or something like that.
Budgie. So Budgie the Thunderbird.
There we go. Champion.
Budgie the Thunderbird. We're going to put him up here. And he gets to, he's going to take over Harrison Ford's spot. All right, next up, we've got the OUA, the mascots of the OUA. Now, these are the ones I wasn't as familiar with the names of these ones. And a lot of them, it was really challenging to find them. Like going on Wikipedia, some of them did have official player profiles on the team pages.
That's cool.
And so I'll give a quick shout out to those ones. But like, okay, we'll introduce all the competitors from the OUA. So we've got from the Windsor Lancers, Winston the Knight. Mm-hmm. He has an official bio on the team website. Western Mustangs have got JW the Mascot. He's got a page on the website, doesn't have a profile, but you can book him for events.
Really?
Is what they have on there.
Birthday parties, bar mitzvahs?
Yeah, bar mitzvahs, like anything you want. So, which I thought was super cool. Like if we were around Western, I would get him to come to my birthday party.
Absolutely.
For the Waterloo Warriors, we've got King Warrior.
That's cool.
Now he's really cool. We've got pictures of all of them, but he's got sunglasses on.
Oh, really?
So he's pretty. Once we pull him out, he's really cool. As the kids would say, he's aura farming.
He is aura farming.
A bear with sunglasses.
Yeah.
Based on, and I put that into ChatGPT. I was like, a bear with sunglasses. And Chat even agreed. It said that the coolness level would be unmatched.
Yeah, that counts for something as well.
And then for the Guelph Griffins, we've got Griff, the Griffin. Wilfred Laurier, Golden Hawks. We've got Midas, the Golden Hawk, which actually he's got some hardware on here. He was the most outstanding mascot at the 2025 OUA Honors.
Wow. So they did this competition already.
They did, yeah. Well, I think it was just based, I don't know what it was based on.
They didn't fight to the death, though.
It wasn't a fight to the death with mythical powers, which is what we are doing here. But I guess if we're going based on just the OUA Honors, he won it. Then we've got the McMaster Marauders, Mac, the Marauder. And then we've got the Toronto Varsity Blues, their mascot, True Blue, the Beaver.
I did not know that about Toronto.
True
I thought it was just the Blues. True Blue, the Beaver.
True Blue, the Beaver.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. He has a page on their website, too. York Lions, we got Yayo, the Lion. I think on name, that's got to be one of the top names alone. Yayo the Lion. For Queens, we've got Boo-Hoo the Bear.
So a Gael is a bear.
A Gael is a Gaelic-speaking person from Ireland, Scotland, or the Isle of Man.
Oh, see, I did not know that as well.
Boo-Hoo the Bear is a bear that's wearing a full Gaelic regalia.
So it's a bear in a kilt.
And then we've got, to close it off, we've got the Carleton Ravens, Rodney the Raven.
Rod the Rave. I like that.
Rod the Raven.
Rodney at a rave.
And the Ottawa GGs. So this was the most interesting one, actually. So in 2020, they had a student vote. I found an article where they said it was like they're someone high up in their athletic department, like a director or something, said, yeah, we've noticed all these years we actually don't have a name for our mascot. So in 2020, they did a student-led vote. They put it to their students. I couldn't find what came out as the winner. They said in the article, it said that they were going to release it on their social media. I went there. I went down a rabbit hole trying to find it. Couldn't find it. Then all I know is in 2022, they just have a post where they call their mascot Gigi the Gigi.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
So my sleuth hat, I'm thinking it was a student-led vote. I'm thinking something dirty one.
Maybe.
And then they just said we can't name it that. So is it G? Right now we're just gonna go based off that it's GG the GG, which I guess you can talk to.
Yeah,
a GG is a.
I remember when I was there, at practice one day, I asked the guys, "What is a GG?" And a lot of guys didn't know. I've heard two things. One, because the colors of Ottawa are garnet and gray, so they just said GG. Or throw a horse in there. I was like, it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then a GG apparently is the first horse out of the race blocks or something like that. I think. Yeah. Which is cool. I like that. So I'm going to go with that one. But yeah, it should get a name.
It can't just be GG.
Something with a G. Yeah. Greg with two G's.
Greg.
George.
Gerardo
Rivera.
All right. So round one, we've got the Panda Bowl here.
Ooh.
Rematch, but just the mascots if they had.
Although it pains me to say, because I'm a U Ottawa alum, Carleton did win the Panda game this year for the first time since when I was on the team. We won it in 2018. We broke the streak, but now Carleton broke their own streak broke that streak. So shout out to them, I guess. It pains me. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the Raven, its strength is its aerial advantage, speed, and then strong beaks and talon. The GG, its size, power. They can be up to 1,200 pounds.
Wow.
And they've got hooves and a strong kick. And so when we plug this into our Deadliest Warrior software, the Raven would probably win most of the time due to its agility, intelligence, and flight abilities. The Raven can attack the horse from above, avoiding its kicks and using its beak to peck at sensitive areas like the eyes.
Oh, okay.
The horse, though powerful, would have a hard time landing a strike on a flying target, and the Raven's ability to outmaneuver the horse would give it the advantage in a prolonged fight. Which that's one... When you hear initially that the Raven's going to win, you kind of think it's a load of BS. Mm-hmm. But then, like, ChatGPT is kind of... I don't know. This is one that maybe...
It's a toss-up. I don't agree with it because I do... Obviously, it's FTB for life.
Yeah.
You know what that means if you went to Ottawa. But, I mean, I guess the GG's getting pecked to death, I guess. But so, look, I can't disagree with...
Based on just... So, sorry, GG the GG. I know we just kind of...
Raven takes round 1.
So sad one. Up next... We've got Western JW the Mascot versus Queens Boohoo the Bear.
Wow.
Boohoo. And just
these two are swagged out.
These are, like, if you look at JW, this is the picture they've got on the website. He's sitting at a desk with his feet kicked up. He's just on the phone making some business calls.
Really?
And then Boohoo is just like, that's a swaggy bear.
That is a swaggy bear.
Swag. You've heard of Yogi Bear? That's a swaggy bear right there. Here, the bear would most likely win. While the Mustang is fast and could potentially land a damaging strike, the bear's physical superiority, strength, and ability to fight in close quarters ultimately gives it the edge in this battle. A determined bear would eventually wear down the Mustang, overpowering it with sheer force.
Sheer force. I wonder if, like, the bear would probably steal his shoes after he's done, too. That's what I would do.
He'd probably sit at his desk
literally sit at his desk.
His honey.
Okay, well... Boohoo the Bear takes that round.
Boohoo takes it. All right, now, this is a good one here. Actually, it's not a good one. This will be a pretty quick one. So from York, Yayo the Lion versus True Blue the Beaver. So he does have like a hockey helmet.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Like that. So I plugged that into the equation. It helped his defensive stats a little bit, but I mean, a lion's size, strength, and combat abilities. Mm-hmm. It's an overwhelming opponent.
Yeah.
So don't even need to really read this one.
Yeah, tough one.
Yayo's moving on.
Yayo,
the next round. Now this is a good one. From Waterloo, King Warrior. He's a bear with sunglasses. That's what I made sure to...
He's got the pit vibes on.
Yeah, he's got the pit vibes. I made sure to put that into the ChatGPT. And then Guelph, we got Griff the Griffin. So the Griffin, it's got a size, strength, and for those of you who don't know, it's a mythical creature as well. So It's got the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. And then King Warrior, he's a bear, got sunglasses. We've already had a lot of bears in the matchup here before. So here we go, ChatGPT. This is a good one. Even with sunglasses on, the bear would likely be outmatched by the Griffin. The bear's power and toughness are impressive, but the Griffin's flight, speed, and sharp talons give it a massive advantage. The bear might get a few lucky swipes in, but with its aerial mobility and ability to strike from multiple angles, the Griffin would come out on top.
I guess I really wanted the bear to win.
I know.
Pretty much just because he had sunglasses on.
Based on sunglasses alone.
Okay, well, the Griffin's moving on.
Up next, we got Midas the Golden Hawk from Laurier, and from the Windsor Lancers, Winston the Knight. So, another quick one. Despite the Hawk's impressive speed and predatory skills, Knight Winston, with his armor, shield, and lance, would most likely win. The lance would provide a significant reach advantage, allowing Winston to strike at the Hawk before it could even get close enough for one of its lethal talon strikes. Even if the Hawk managed to get a few lucky attacks, the armor would mitigate any serious damage. So, because of those factors, Winston is moving on to the next round.
Winston's super sweet, too.
Winston is,
with the helmet.
He looks like...
the shield.
This is going to be a very niche reference. Scooby-Doo 2. You ever watch Scooby-Doo 2?
Yeah, he does.
The Knight.
Yeah, he does look like the Knight now.
The Night Monsters.
Maybe it is him. Okay, here we go. Round 2 in the OUA playoffs. Rodney the Raven from Carleton University versus Yeo the Lion from York University. Ultimately, the Lion does win this fight. Well, the Raven is agile and has a strong pecking ability, and Ravens are very smart. Ultimately, the power and sheer size of the Lion would overwhelm him, and Yeo the Lion came out on top in that matchup.
Yeo's moving on.
Yeo's moving on. Our next semifinal matchup: Winston the Knight from Windsor Lancers versus Boohoo the Bear from Queen's Gales. Now, this one will be interesting for me because now Boohoo doesn't look super intimidating with his hat. At the same time, like maybe he has a gun under there or something like that. In our program, the Knight would win this fight primarily due to the shield and lance giving him a reach advantage and his armor as well. The Bear's strength and claws are undeniably dangerous, but the Knight's ability to fight from distance and defend himself with his shield would give him the edge. So Winston would take this round as well.
Winston would. And this is the one when we plugged it into the software.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agreed with it the most because at the same, this is a bear and he is in full Gaelic regalia.
Yeah.
But I guess to play devil's advocate, you got to cheer for the human-like mascots.
Absolutely.
So we want to see the human-like mascots go because a lot of these we've got a lot of bears and birds.
A lot of bears.
Not many humans.
Yeah.
So, all right, Sir Winston.
Next up, we have Mac the Marauder from McMaster University against Griff the Griffin from Guelph University. The Griffin would most certainly win this round, I think, fairly easily. The Eagle's a powerful and skilled predator, but the Griffin's sheer size, strength, and lion-like power would make it too much of a force.
Yeah.
So the Griffin would win that round.
Moves on.
There we go.
All right, the final three.
This is the semifinal. We have Winston from the Windsor Lancers versus Yeo the Lion from York University. Now, this one's pretty crazy. The Knight would likely win, primarily due to the shield, lance, and armor. Yeah. Again, taking the human context, this one surprised me.
This one really surprised me.
This was it's a
lion.
Yeah, underdog, big time underdog win. But Winston the Lancer is moving on,
and we must reiterate this is ChatGPT for this one. This one threw me off as well.
Yeah.
So I put in there. I said run the simulation 100 times.
Yeah.
And it did. And I guess he must have come out on top 51 times out of 100. But that's
if we really get good with like AI, we should do like a animated video of these, or like you could dress up as like Windsor Lancer. I could dress up as Yeo the Lion.
I was thinking about that.
Just go to your
how
backyard.
Funny would it be to just instead of having us on screen, just like read this off and have an animated video.
Okay, here we go.
All right, the OUA final here.
Here we go. Okay, the final of the OUA right here. We have the Windsor Lancers versus Guelph Griffins. So we have Winston versus Griff. The Griff would likely win, while the Knight's shield and lance offer a good defense. The Griffin's aerial agility, strength, and versatility would give it the edge. Now this one, I'm really cheering for Winston here. He got all the way here. I feel like
underdog mentality.
Yeah, but David versus Goliath, he would kind of refuse to lose. But in our simulation, the winner would be Griff the Griffin. Would be the winner of the OUA.
Yeah, which a quick comment. I think what we've learned here is our Deadliest Warrior software really tends to favor mythical birds.
It does, yeah.
Because
bird bias.
Now we've moved on. There's a big bird bias to this year's Mitchell Bowl.
Nice.
If it was only based, you got it. This year's Mitchell Bowl, if it was based on the mythical powers of the mascots, Royal Rumble, here we go.
We have Thunder the Thunderbird versus Griff the Griffin. This is a battle of the ages. These are two very similar mythical birds right here. The Thunderbird would most likely win this fight. The Griffin's strength and fighting skills are formidable, but the Thunder's elemental control, particularly its ability to summon lightning and create storms would make it an overwhelming opponent. The Thunderbird's sheer size, control over weather, and ability to summon lightning would make it the clear winner in this epic battle. Congratulations to Thunder the Thunderbird.
Thunder the Thunderbird, you are ultimately going to be moving on to the Vanier Cup of mascots. The Mascot Cup. Next week,
We have the UTEC
we
Bowl.
got the UTEC Bowl.
The RSEQ versus the AUS.
Make sure to tune back in. They've got some good mascots, so we're going to see who wants to take on Thunder the Thunderbird for the ultimate mascot showdown. All right, welcome back to everyone's favorite segment, what we've been obsessed with this week. Maybe it might be everyone's second favorite segment after the Great Mascot Showdown. But so this is basically a segment where we talk about just something that has happened in our lives that we just keep thinking about, something funny, something weird. So this past weekend, I decided to tap into my old carpentry side. So we are putting an island in my house here, but islands are super expensive. So this is just a bit of an aside, but we got some bookshelves, slowly constructing an island. But after said project, I had a bunch of leftover scrap wood.
Yeah.
And so I decided to build my dog a doghouse.
Wow.
Yeah, so I built it's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
She really loves burrowing and like digging a hole and hiding under it.
Yeah.
So it's just there's no bottom in it. Place it on the ground. She can just hide there from the snow.
What kind of wood?
That's what leads me into what I'm obsessed with. The smell of cutting wood.
Yes.
Is so good. And I haven't really cut much in a long time.
Yeah.
Wood shop in high school, working at the lumber yard. We used to get guys coming in.
You're taking me
cut.
back right now.
So like just the smell, because I built the outsides from some beautiful cedar planks and just the fresh smell of a nice cedar plank. I got the circular saw out, just chopping it, and just that smell.
It's refreshing.
Of like
Yeah.
a nice half-inch sheet of
OSB.
OSB.
I do agree. If
It's
you
just
could make a cologne of like freshly cut cedar planks, just be like spritzing, be like, what is that? Be like, oh, it's cedar plank.
Yeah.
Be like, why does this smell like Home Depot in here? Be like, oh, that's me.
Oh, that's just me.
But I do
Like,
agree that smell. Oh yeah, and then kind of it's a little dusty on you too.
it gets I actually, because I was finishing up right before we were recording. I got some sawdust on my shoes, on my socks. So like I had a nice board of knotty pine too.
Nice.
Just chopping up the knotty pine. It smells like there's no smell that even comes close to the smell of just cutting wood. There's something so rugged, manly, yet it's soft, like
peaceful,
like beautiful, like a walk in the forest.
Yeah.
So like, I recommend anyone out there, if you're having a stressful week, go to Home Depot, Rona, Western Lumber.
Yeah.
Go to any lumber shop, get some knotty pine, maybe some cedar planks, and just start chopping.
I would say
Get the miter saw.
Instead of putting on the diffuser or lighting a candle, set up the miter saw in your living room and just start chopping some OSB. And then your wife will go home. She'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And be like, "There's sawdust everywhere." I'd be like, "Oh, babe, isn't this relaxing? I thought you liked the smell of a black walnut."
Black walnut. I didn't even mention black walnut. There's so many good smelling woods. These are some of my favorite wood smells.
Are you going to rank them from 1 to 5?
I'm not going to rank them yet. Maybe in the future we could do our rankings of wood smells, but just these are some smells. So we've got cedar, walnut, pine, oak, maple, birch. Shout out Simon Birch. If you know, you know. And then poplar.
Ashley Judd. Sorry, go ahead.
Poplar, and really a top one here, cherry. Just
cherry wood.
Cherry.
Yeah.
But like, I think do we just say screw it and do our top 5 woods? Or do we save that?
Let's say that. But I think we need to do
a
a smell and a taste test. I think it would be good too.
Because that is,
you're just at Rona and nibbling on the oak wood. You're like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" Like, "Oh, no, I'm just sampling the tensegrity here."
Just tasting it before I take it home. I thought this was like Costco. You could take some samples.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good
the
one.
smell of. I've been obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like I've just been trying to find things to like build around the house just so I can smell some wood.
So you can smell the wood.
That's what I've been obsessed with.
Well,
How about you, Sawyer?
That's a really good one. You always go with some really good ones. Tough for me to compete. Mine is a little bit more negative this week,
no.
and I hate for it to go like this. I don't want it to be this way, but I've been obsessed with the proper etiquette on how you watch a movie on like family movie night or with a group. Now, I'm looking at the camera right now. Regan Silverside, my brother-in-law. This is 100% going out towards you, you selfish son of a... Great guy. Would want nobody else.
Amazing guy.
As a brother-in-law. Fantastic guy. Great to my sister. Great to my nephew. But the one thing that really chaps my ass about that guy is he falls asleep every time the family gets together and watches a movie. Now, I will say, so we're at the lake this weekend for Thanksgiving. All right? You know, nice day at the lake. You do a little family movie night at the end of the day.
As you should.
You know, and it's like, let's pick a movie as a group, you know, and I pick something out. I think the whole group is going to want to watch, you know. I get some pushback. I pick 12 Angry Men.
That's a great movie.
One of the best movies, literally one of the best movies ever. And it's not just me saying this. 1957, Sidney Lumet directs it, Henry Fonda, J. Lee Cobb. Anyways, I'm getting lots of pushback being like, no, Sawyer, it's black and white. I'm going to fall asleep. I'm like, just give it a shot, okay? 10 minutes in, I look over. This guy's sleeping, okay? That pisses me off. I've seen this movie already, okay? This is not for me.
This is your gift. You're presenting it to the family.
Maguire,
that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You're presenting this. You're saying, I want you to see... Oh, I covered the mic. I want you to see a movie that I think is amazing.
Preach.
Please take it in.
Yeah.
Get a little piece of my soul.
Yeah.
I'm giving my soul to you. And
Literally.
then it's just that, or if they're on their phone, just like...
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You just missed the most dramatic courtroom scene in the history of cinema.
So it gets me back to etiquette. The phone isn't great. It's not polite either, I will say. But I can handle the phone. At least the phone you'll be looking up. If you're asleep, you're literally unconscious.
Yeah.
And the guy falls asleep. My sister as well. I'm not letting her off the hook this time. Regan and they'll just fall asleep 10 minutes into the movie. And then the next day they'll be like, that wasn't very good. I'm like, wasn't very good.
You didn't even watch it.
You fell asleep halfway through Act 1. You know? And then it's just me and my mom staying up watching 12 Angry Men. And Renee said the next day, she goes, oh, Ty and Regan, you missed the show. We sat through it last night. I'm like, you sat through it? You didn't enjoy it? That's Henry Fonda right there. Literally one of the best movies ever. But anyways, so again, to all the people out there, you know, just think about that next time, okay? Especially if I'm picking a movie I've already seen. Again, this is not for me. This is I'm like Bob
This is
Hope.
for you.
This is the goodness of my heart. I'm a philanthropist of film. That's a great quote. I mean, I'm a philanthropist of film. Showing you this movie because I think you're going to enjoy it, and you fall asleep not even halfway through. Now I've only fallen asleep in one movie in my entire life, and I can remember it. I was 8 years old, and my grandma accidentally took me to Chocolat starring Johnny Depp. So my grandma would take me and my sister to movies at the Prince Albert Library, and I love my grandma, Edie, shout out to you. She would just take us to a movie, whatever they're showing there. So we went to Chocolat, which was like 3 hours long. And I remember like half of it was in French. I love Johnny Depp, but when you're 8 years old watching Chocolat, so I ended up falling asleep. That's the only time I've ever fallen asleep during a movie. So I've been obsessed with movie etiquette these days. Do not fall asleep during a movie, especially if someone else picked it for you to watch, number one. Number two, if you do fall asleep, you have to rewatch it as soon as possible, like the next day.
Yeah.
And thirdly, if you do fall asleep, you cannot have anything negative or positive to say because you weren't conscious.
You don't get an opinion.
Yes.
You don't get an opinion.
So I'm sorry to get so fired up. Regan, I still love you. But Ty, I love you as well. But you guys, like, let's at least stay awake for half of it. You know what
at
I
least
mean?
give it the good old college try. I don't know why this is reminding me. The only movie that I can remember falling asleep to.
Yeah.
And I hate this that I did it. But I was 9 years old. I didn't have enough brain power to understand the complexities of the war in the Middle East. The Hurt Locker. I fell asleep in the
Hurt Locker?
Yeah, I was a kid though. I'm like, why is this guy dressed? Why is he dressed like he's the bad guy from Iron Man?
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm like, don't understand like the suspense of like, oh, is the bomb gonna blow up?
Yeah,
and kill everyone. Like,
I guess you can't really understand decommissioning bombs when you're 9 years old and grade 4.
I went back to watch it like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's great.
Phenomenal movie.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner, Guy Pearce.
Oh, Is Anthony Mackie in that?
Yeah.
Anthony
Guy
Mackie
Pearce is only in it
too?
for like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's only 5 minutes Regan would stay awake to watch if you watched that one too. I didn't tell you the worst part too.
The worst part.
So the next night, he's like, I'm going to pick the movie. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. I thought about, you know what? Should I just fake like I'm sleeping for the whole thing? But that's not me. I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. So I'm like, okay. He picks Bohemian Rhapsody, which is like, it's okay. But I'm like, I've already seen it. But how can you fall asleep during 12 Angry Men and stay awake for Bohemian Rhapsody? You know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's a tough one.
Anyways, I could rant on this for days, but that is what I've been obsessed with this week. I'm sorry it took a negative turn. But I think all our viewers and listeners out there, take some time tonight. Really think like, have I been staying awake during family movie night? Or have I been being an asshole? Like, really think about that. Go watch Simon Birch tonight.
Dude, yes.
Stay awake.
Go stay awake. Put on the VHS of Simon Birch.
Yeah.
And just start chopping some cedar planks.
Yes.
Do that for us, and think about your theater etiquette. Thank you for listening to South Hill Sports. A reminder that the views on this show are only the opinions of two Moose Jaw educated men, and should not be taken very seriously at all. Though if you watch the episode, you probably got that.